they use it like in stews and stuff, like potato. It's very interesting. Welcome, everyone. We can start the live stream, Todd.
So did you explain the soup? And then this is what we always had for dessert. Pineapple, oranges, and watermelon. That was usually our common dessert. We didn't get sweet treats or
Not really
cakes
sweet treats,
or
no.
anything like that.
No.
And pineapple Fanta Pop.
Pineapple Fanta Pop.
I'd never had it before, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to try this. And then I was
They
so
didn't
happy when Tracy said, I saw it in Superstore.
They didn't, there's also,
Fanta.
sorry? Fanta.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Yep. Oh, okay. Well, it's here in Superstore.
All right, we have a lot of slides, so it's just going to be a little bit of a whirlwind, but I will try and talk slow for Dennis Gidley. Where is he? Oh, there he is. So if I talk too fast, Dennis, you can put your hand up, and then you can remind me. Oh.
So this first picture, can you find Tracy? Yeah. Okay, so she said to me before we left, I don't know how I'm going to sleep. I'm going to take my pillow, but I don't know how I'm going to sleep. So she said, I'll just have to put my head down. I hope I don't suffocate. And so I'm sitting across the aisle, and I look over, and I'm like, is she breathing?
Like my head's right.
Is she breathing?
That's how
I can't
babies
see her
used to-
shoulders moving.
Used to sleep. That was the best decision I ever made, was taking that pillow with me. I slept on the plane. It was awesome.
It was great.
Okay. Next, Todd, on our way. There's Kilimanjaro. That's the only time we saw it, was up from
In the plane.
In the plane, because it was cloudy every other time. Weren't sure if it actually existed. All right, next. This is Kilimanjaro International Airport, where there are no tunnels to the airport. Even though it's international, they pull out the stairs, and people who are mobility challenged get carried down by lovely people. And Ethiopian Air treated us like gold.
Oh, they were awesome.
This is what it looks like when you arrive. Those are all the people that are waiting for folks with their names on boards. So that's the arrivals after you come out. And this is our hotel, the Zebra Hotel. That's after 26 or 27 hours of
A long
travel.
time.
Yeah, and then our bedrooms. And this is the view from our bedrooms.
Yes, it was a scary trip from the airport to the hotel, and then the next morning I got up and looked out the window and went, oh, that's different.
Everything's very different. Yeah, okay. And the picture on the top left, the first day that we were there, we were driven around a little bit, and the picture on the left is the Lutheran Uhuru Hotel, where we had the conference for the diaconal ministers, and we went by this big, that's a mosque, right?
Yeah.
We went by a big mosque, and lots of lattes.
Well, yes.
Not for me.
No, she drank pineapple pop.
Pineapple pop and
milkshakes.
Yeah, they were good. These are the grounds of the Uhuru Hotel. Beautiful grounds.
With
Next.
that bananas growing in the tree.
Bananas growing in the tree. This is, we
Our
went out
first
for
meal.
our first meal, and there's a whole fish on the right-hand side, an entire fish. That was very good. The chicken on the other side was very good. We took the roasted plantains because we thought, let's try it. We didn't finish them. We didn't really enjoy them. They were okay. They're okay, but yeah.
They're good in soup. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is what their money looks like, 10,000 shillings. I think I didn't see any higher bill
No, that was
than that.
as high as
So
it
that
went.
little wad of cash here that's the equivalent of $500 US, and it's
100 US dollars.
$100 US, and it's, what's the exchange rate? It was like 7 to 1 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that's why I felt like a drug dealer.
Well, because you had to
This
pull them out,
wad
and
of
you had
cash,
this
and you
wad
to
of
pull it out
cash, and you're like,
make sure not everybody saw it and stuff, right? That we had all this money. Anyway, this
That
is
was
a
breakfast.
typical breakfast. So that in the middle is taro root and toast and jam and eggs. This was our first. Oh yeah, so this was our first excursion. Just the four of us. Well, we were joined by 4 German ladies as well, and we went on a walk to the falls. Which sounds delightful, doesn't it?
wonderful.
It sounds delightful.
We were so excited.
I should have brought my journal because it was a big, long thing, but we don't have time for that. And they had little market people on the side. So this is what the path looked like. It was muddy.
I've never seen so much mud in my life.
It was muddy, and you'd
And
sink
it was
into
like
the mud.
clay.
Yeah, it was like the red clay, and it was muddy, and it's literally like walking on ice. And so we had our runners on, and
Yeah, see, I wore these. She had those on.
I had these on. I could wash these washed fairly well.
And by the time we were done, you could not tell that they were green
No.
in any way, shape, or
No,
form.
it was awful.
They were covered.
But it's
mud.
beautiful. Look, it's beautiful. He says 45 minutes to the falls and 45 minutes back. I'm like, we hike all the time. 2.5 hours, one way. Because it was an awful day. He admitted that too, the guide.
We
really should.
wished he hadn't
The path
taken
should have been
us.
closed to tourists. Anyways, and there's me. There's the back of me. I fell 8 times.
The first time she's standing in front of me, I said, "Don't fall," and not 2 seconds later,
Yeah,
she
'cause you
fell
said,
and
"Don't
her
fall."
head went.
And I hit my head. And I'm pretty sure
And
I
that
was
was-
concussed because it was not
yeah.
a nice evening. But yeah, and the people at the hotel were outstanding at laundry. They
Oh,
won't
yeah,
do your
they got it
underwear
all
though.
out.
You can't give them your underwear. But they gave us those clothes. I can still wear them today because they're so nice and clean. And this is what we heard the whole time walking. Pole,
Up
pole.
there
Go
and
slow.
back. Pole,
Slow,
pole.
slow, slow.
Pole,
Pole,
pole.
pole. Slow,
Pole,
slow. And it doesn't matter how slow I went, I still fell. But these are the falls at the end of the
We
road.
made it.
And we had some local Chaga kids that guided us part of the way, and our guide teaches them
To guide.
to guide. Yeah, so it's a little bit of income for them, and they each got an American dollar at the end for their. So this is our whole group.
Each
So
one of us
I'm-
had a little fellow
Each one
with
of us has
because-
had our own person.
And they
yeah,
were so great, they would hang on to us for dear life.
Oh, yeah.
And the sticks. Don't fall, pulley, pulley.
Pulley,
Don't fall,
pulley,
don't
pulley,
fall,
pulley,
pulley,
yeah.
pulley.
So there's me on the end. There's Vicky, McPhee, Marianne, and then our German friends. So then we had banana soup at the coffee place and learned how to
Make
pound
coffee.
and stuff. Banana soup and fresh
Avocados,
avocado that they
chickens.
literally, they don't even pick the ones up that fall off the tree. Thank you very much.
They're
That's
just
how
garbage.
they're just garbage, yeah. And the potato soup. And that's what the cafe looks like. Like you have these little seating areas, and it's all open like that.
Look
Hakuna
over the
Matata,
valley.
that's a very common saying. You know,
Be happy.
be happy, take
Yep.
it easy. Life is, yep. There's all of us. There's me. I look. If Marion
You
said
don't
the other
look
day,
bad.
she says, you look pretty good for just about being able to, or just
Throw
about
up.
starting to throw up. Yeah. Yeah. There's our little tuk-tuk. We took that to exchange some money one day, and there's the Fanta, and they
Fanta
reuse all the bottles. So they will bring a bottle to your table with a bottle opener, so that it's proof that it's been processed properly and it's been sealed properly. So those are the different kinds of toilets,
Bathrooms.
and you were happy to get them. They were absolutely spotless.
Yes, I
and
want to
clean.
say,
Everything
I'm
was
telling you,
clean
we
and
have something
spotless.
to learn
Yeah,
about clean
but
bathrooms. It
yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah. And then our conference started. So this is the Dancing the Faith, Drumming Up Hope. This is our diaconal conference, World Federation Diaconia. So there was 240 of us from around the world.
40 or 50, 240.
There's all the
something like
ducks. Those are all the people from Canada that came. So we had a pretty good contingent of people. The 2 people in the middle, just above the lady in the pink, are students. So they were able to come as well. This is what the conference center looked like. We each got one of these bags, computer bags. Every participant got a computer bag, which was very generous of them. These are the grounds again at Uhuru Hotel. And they have a bouncy castle that they blow up every day. So it's a community
Community center, yeah.
that they use as well, yeah. And then they have old leaves there that they just burned. The top left is an example of what our snacks look like. Can you imagine? It was like
Morning
double
and
that
afternoon,
for
yeah.
meals. So taro root, I think those are like little donuts, pizza, and then samosas were at the end. Some of the birds that, I can't remember the name of that crane. It's a garbage crane. I shouldn't say that.
It's
a
a
crane.
stork.
It's a stork. Sorry, it's a stork. And
Yes, that's it. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. I know. I have to look at Greg because he'll know. That's what we said.
We have it
won't remember
written
the
down,
names, but Greg will. And we
They're
said
huge.
It's a massive bird. It's as big as a full-grown man. And we said that's the stork that brings like twins. And the bottom is a pied crow. So it's looks like a crow. It's as big as a crow, but it has the colors of a magpie. Yes.
Blah.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of.
I tried it. It was like, okay, it has
Some of
no
you
flavor.
might know when you go
Yeah.
to Vietnamese restaurants, you can get taro bubble tea, and it kind of tastes like. Have you ever had that? And it kind of tastes like vanilla milkshake. Is kind of what it tastes like. It's purple, and that's what it's made of. But the root itself, yeah,
It's not
it's not. It's not
starchy.
Yeah, it's starchy.
Just,
They called it. It's like potato. They said to the tourists.
Yeah,
It's
I'm like,
potato.
no, that's not
It's
potato.
not like potato. It's not. These are some of the little critters that we found along the way. The little one in the middle was right on our table when we were eating, and the little chameleon. One of the locals when we were on that walk from hell showed us the chameleon.
And they did it for a fee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's
so
how they make a little bit
were
of money.
waiting
Yeah.
alongside the path, and then they would, well, do you want to hold it? And you were allowed to take pictures, and then the guide paid the young lady
Yeah, our guide.
a couple
paid her, yeah.
dollars for doing that.
This is the market. The nice thing, I have to say, one of my favorite things is that we stayed in Moshi. The other bigger city that's the same distance
Arusha.
away from the airport is Arusha. And Arusha is a little bit more touristy. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit more. It's a lot more touristy. And it has like the Sheraton Hotel. It has all the touristy places. And Moshi's smaller. And so we walked through the market without anybody really bothering us. I mean, people were wheeling and dealing like any
Yeah.
market. But nobody bothered us. We weren't like swarmed. And so it was really nice to see the markets. And they have all this fresh potatoes and fruit and vegetables.
Which we could not have.
Which we could not have. And this is a little video of the market. They're making charcoal there, back there. They burn the wood and make charcoal for briquettes. And then I do zoom in into see the chickens, the live chickens that you can, like people left with 5 in a hand with holding them by their legs. Those are people. I just loved the way they pyramided everything. Like everything was stacked up in a pyramid. Okay, and a couple more pictures, the chickens and the potatoes and stuff, and then they had dried fish as well. So tilapia fish, like they just fish out of a pond. Like tilapia is everywhere, and they just fish it and then they sell it, yeah. So charcoal up at the top there, and you can see the charcoal finished there underneath that. The middle picture is like a grate that's kind of over one of these trenches. This trench was outside a restaurant bar that we went to often, that we were actually worried that somebody would actually, like some altered person, might leave and fall into the trench.
There's not much for street lights, and
No.
if you're not paying attention, you
Yeah.
just trip and fall
And
into it.
garbage gets thrown in there because that's how it is. So, yeah. So this is
is the
Blessed
conference.
Assurance. This is the song Blessed Assurance in their style. So the Africans, it doesn't matter what part of Africa they're from, they just call them out and say, okay, East Africa, come on up, and they'll sing a song. Like I don't know if they even know each other, but they sing a song
come on
and,
up and
oh,
sing.
West Africa, come on up, South Africa, come on up. So they would just sing. Okay, we can go to the next one. We don't need to listen to the whole thing. This was a procession into a cathedral, and we were marching.
The opening of our conference.
The opening of our conference. So we met, and we had all our banners, the diaconal banners from all over the world, and then we marched down the street, paraded down the street, and then this is us coming into the cathedral with a full band. And they were playing, not here, but they were playing marching. We are marching in the light of love. Yeah, okay. All the big wigs. And then there's the diaconal people from this church coming in, or from this region. And of course, they're singing. Like, who doesn't process in without
Singing
singing?
and drumming.
And the men behind, so women first, deaconesses and then deacons. But some of them are called home missioners, right?
Yeah,
The
home
men aren't called
missioners.
deacons anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home missioners.
Home
Yeah.
missioners, yeah. Okay.
And you notice that some of them are wearing uniforms, like
Like they look like
Yeah.
nurses, right?
Yeah.
But they're, deaconesses. So we had 3 keynote speakers. The first one was Reverend Dr. Professor Jerry Pillay at the bottom. And he talked about public witness and the importance of doing public witness. And then we had Damon from the World Mission
Secretary,
Word-
Ecology and Economy.
Anyway, he talked about environmental justice. That was very good, talking about environmental justice, and he speaks all over the world. And Deaconess Mabel from Zambia, she spoke on gender justice, and was very well received as well. Mabel is actually going to be our keynote speaker at our duck gathering in Kelowna in April. So we just have to figure out how to get her here and share the costs of her. But so every night we had like a cultural night, and so the first night we had the special needs kids, an orphanage that came in, and they sang. So if you fast forward it, Todd,
Just
to
a little
about
bit.
maybe halfway through, if you can.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this girl that's right here you can,
right in front.
she's moving around like that. So she was quite the showman, a show person, and they all started singing, and then she moved into the crowd and started soloing in between while they were singing their courses. So if you forward a little bit more, Todd. Yeah, that's good.
You lost her.
I know. Did I filmed
we
her at
went
the
too
front, didn't I?
There we go.
See, there she goes. She moves to the front. I think I follow her a little bit,
Yeah.
but yeah. So this performance for one was hard on some of us diaconals because we thought the kids were being,
Used,
used, right? And what's that called? Anyway,
Can't think of the word.
well, no, not for slavery,
No,
but
but just-
to have them perform as handicapt kids, right? We kind of felt weird about that. But this is the only way they get funding is when they do these little shows, and they actually quite enjoy it. So there she is, we're in the crowd there. She was great.
I'm not sure were they from the church or
I don't think
they
they
were
were
from
from
an
the church. They were
orphanage,
from
like a disabled
Moshi.
or like they
Yeah.
took kids in that were disabled, and so it was
Yeah.
like an orphanage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a church. Yeah.
Yeah, the church does work with them. Yeah. Okay, don't need to. So, one of the nights we had a cultural night, and so we were supposed to bring all things from our country, things specific to our country. So Germans brought German things, and
Canadians
Fijians
brought cheesies
yeah,
and
and English
Smarties.
people brought all sorts of things, and we brought cheesies and coffee
Canadian.
crisps, and anyways, yeah, there was way too much.
Yeah, there was a lot.
But I don't know. It got eaten, so. Okay. And then that same night we had the Maasai warrior, or the Maasai people came and sang, performed for us. And we learned how to use this properly.
Yeah.
Like you just move your shoulders.
Yeah, you don't jump.
You don't actually jump, but you move your shoulders. And the men jump. They do the jumping. And you can see the other Africans are just dancing along. It's just a continent of music. Okay. Then we had a group of dancers that came from a school that teaches traditional dancing, and these are the kids that actually didn't make it into the school. They don't have good enough grades, but they love to dance, and so they have a separate program for them to.
They were
encourage them.
amazing.
Yeah.
I think some of those girls never stopped smiling. The one
with the short hair
Yeah.
in the middle here. Yeah, she was always
never
smiling.
stopped smiling.
Yeah. Okay, go to the next one. I think they're dancing again at the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course all the dances, mean something.
Tell a
It's like our
story.
indigenous folks, right? There's a story to every dance. That hall got really hot as they were dancing. Yeah. All right. And then these are the Chaga people from Kilimanjaro mountain, and this is them performing. So those long things are drums. They're open at the top, and then they beat the drum at the bottom. And then this person at the very front here that has his back to us, he plays the horn, like the ram's horn, or the whatever that word. It's from a
Yeah.
this curly horn.
What's that?
So it's very different than the rest of what we experienced in Africa. 'Cause everything else is very like upbeat and not upbeat, but
Well, they called them the blues of the
they
African
call them
music.
these are the blues
Yeah.
of Africa. There was a group of people from the Methodist Church that had their very first commissioning and ordination, whatever word you want to use, on African soil. Was here at our gathering, and so that
Consecrated. They were
was consecrated. Thank you, consecrated, and that's the cake that they served afterwards. So that was a big.
It was a
thing
big
for them.
deal for them.
Big deal for them, yeah.
So now we're done the conference, and we're heading we go to another coffee plantation and the Chenga Caves, and this is where we went with Dorothy Naylor.
Dorothy Naylor. Some of you
And-
might know Dorothy Naylor. Yeah, the woman's 90 years old.
She just turned 90 in June.
Yep, just
Yep.
turned 90 before we left. Yeah, and the bottom middle one is the coffee's boiling. So you go right from beating the beans and getting the husks off, right to grinding it with this ebony piece of wood
Pounding.
that they traditionally use to as
Yes.
like a
But
mortar and
huge,
pestle
like
kind of
you're
thing. Yeah.
doing Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
I'm not. Don't look at me. No. It smelled nice, yeah. But it didn't smell until it was ground. I always
Right,
thought that was
yeah.
fascinating, yeah. And then they've, Tanzania and Chaga Caves. That was us. And then we went down into the caves. Kate, next one, Todd. And this is where they hid from
The
the
Maasai.
people. So they all used to be in conflict with one another, as humans do. And they would hide in these caves because they were smaller people. The Maasai people were tall, and they'd have to like bend down. And by the time they got around the first corner, the skull crusher came and
So they
killed
would
them.
hide in these little
It was dramatic.
little alcoves with ebony club, and
Yeah.
they could hear them coming. And so then when they got close, then they whacked them on the head and killed them. That's how they...
And then
In
they
the
threw
dark,
them,
in the
And
dark.
then they threw their body.
Yeah.
I think they dismembered them too.
Yes,
Didn't
and
they? And then
threw
they
'em in
threw
the
them in
river.
the river, and they said, crocodiles must have got them.
Yeah.
Likely story. Okay, this is day one of our safari. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh yes.
And
Yeah.
she was a force to be reckoned
her
with.
back.
Oh,
her
my
back
goodness. Yeah,
gives her
she was-
issues. So she walks kind of hunched over, but she keeps saying, "Stop fussing. Like my legs are fine."
But she was quite willing. So on the first day, they called her Bibi because
that's
Bibi
grandmother
is
in
Swahili
Swahili.
for
Yeah.
grandma. So they just called her Bibi. And Bibi, do you need anything? Edward was our guide, and he'd say, Bibi, are you okay? Didn't ask the rest of us, but as long as Bibi's okay, then we're good. So we would if we had to use the bathroom, we'd say, Bibi, do you have to go to the bathroom? No,
tell 'em
I'm
we
good.
need to go to
No,
the
I'm
bathroom,
good.
yeah.
Well, we need to go to the bathroom.
We need to go to the bathroom. Tell them you need to go to the bathroom. Yeah.
So it was, and then we changed it to Bibi Dort
Because Dorothy, yeah. So these are just some scenes along the road where we're walking, like typical kind of
Rental
buildings
house?
and yeah, The bottom one is a mental health?
No, the top
Top one is a mental health?
left is a rental house.
Oh, rental house, yes, a rental
And then the
house.
Maasai herds.
The Maasai
the
herds.
Maasai market.
Maasai are the only, one of the only African tribes that still lives essentially like they always
Traditionally,
have.
yeah.
Yeah.
First
and then our
day
first
out.
day of lunch, we stopped at a little tourist place and had lunch. And
We
then
were so spoiled.
we were very
Because
spoiled.
every other tour company that come along, and there was others stopped there too, their lunches were all in little boxes, you know, like takeout boxes. Ours came in like crock pot thingies, and it was hot, and
Rice and chicken
like
and
it was
vegetables,
just
yeah.
beautiful, great.
Yeah. And then we left that place and we saw these crazy cows.
I can't remember what they're called.
They're not the cows that the cattle that
no.
the Maasai people have. They're different, yeah. And so here we are at a Maasai village where we were welcomed with a welcome dance and welcome to dance with them. And then the men did their jumping. And yeah. And then we were invited into the village and we saw their huts where they still, this is how they live.
Notice his shoes.
Yeah, his shoes are made out of old tires.
They
So
recycle
they take
them,
the-
and that's what they
yeah.
make their sandals out of.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They probably would do better in the mud. They probably would do, yeah. And then you can see the soot and everything built up there on that left-hand picture. And then the right-hand picture, this is the divide between the boys and the girls.
No, mom
essentially.
and dad and the kids.
Yeah, mom and dad. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Mom and
Yeah.
dad and the kids, yeah. And a lot of times the dad and sons would be outside
Yeah.
guarding the herds and stuff because...
Well, and dad wouldn't necessarily have the hut. That was more like mom's side and the kids' side.
And the kids' side,
because,
Because dad
they
was
had-
outside, yeah.
well, and they had more than one wife.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
No.
No, the livestock are outside, but they have like these, we'll show you in a minute, I think we have a picture of it, but they have these, like they don't have fences, but they have those thorned bushes that they cut up and they make into a fence. And so the herds all come back to where the village is, like where the huts are, but they're like in the yard,
in
essentially.
fenced in.
Yeah, and, yeah. Oh,
Oh, okay.
really? Did everybody hear
Okay.
that? They had to burn their homes down every 10 years because they got so termite infested.
Infested, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. They never told us that. And then this is them making fire, showing us how to make fire. Okay. There's the kids that are doing school. There's a big board there, and they're sitting on their little benches and learning. And then the herds of goats, and those are goats, but they have cattle and stuff too. So there's the fence down there.
Yeah.
You can see and then they close that up at night.
There's my first elephant.
We had to show you this because it's just the butt of an elephant, because
I'm
that's
so
Marion in the
excited.
back going, elephant.
If I
Yeah,
see no other elephants, I'm happy. I saw an elephant, but
And
we saw lots
We
more.
saw lots, yeah. It was good, yeah. Okay. So these are some of the animals that we saw. The elephants, all the animals were actually pretty comfortable,
Yeah.
right? They're comfortable with the trucks. So they come forward, and so there's giraffes and elephants and, I don't know, impalas. Oh, that one's doubled, that little one up there.
Oh,
They're-
yeah. Yeah.
If you
They're
were
just-
walking around, though, no. They're used to the vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're used to the vehicles, yeah.
Well, and you're not allowed to
Yes.
get out of the vehicle.
No, you can't get out of the vehicle. There are very strict rules. They can't go off-roading in the parks that we were in. They couldn't go off-roading. They get fined for that, and yeah,
Yeah, on
Yeah.
their space. Yeah.
yeah. On the bottom, so those are nests, bird nests, and it's so interesting because it's the male birds that make these nests, and the better the nest, the more attractive they are to the females. So the females can go and say, oh, that
Don't like your
cabin's
nest.
nicer than the other one. Anyway, yeah, so the top right is a mongoose. They have various types of mongoose. And they had lots of lizards and,
Monitor lizard.
yeah. And I can't remember what kind of bird that was called. Greg? On the far left? There you go. Yeah, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Has a, anyway.
There was tons of birds.
So this one. The second day was by far our favorite.
Yeah.
Your and my
Yeah.
favorite place, which was the Ngorongoro crater. And this is first thing in the morning when all the trucks arrive at the gate, and you go in, and there's fog everywhere, and you can't really see far. And we came around a corner, and there's a water buffalo right in front of the Jeep, where we all went, whoa. And but just really pretty
It was
there.
beautiful.
So I don't know, however many million years ago, 4 million years ago or something, millions of years ago, it was an eruption. There was a volcano. An eruption, and over the years, over the eons, things regrew
Grew
there,
and,
and then animals started to come down. The only animal that's not down there is giraffes. For some reason, they don't like going down a hill. I don't know. I'm making that up. I'm totally making that up.
Well, it probably. What was it? No,
Oh, is that true?
because think about it. Their legs. I mean, they'd have a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they can't make it. Yeah, they're not able to do that. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. This was our little our little Jeep. We were with RO Scavenger. No hurry in Africa. Like that was always the. And then when we got into the park, they opened up the roof.
Top, yeah.
So then we could.
Stand up and.
Yeah. There we are. I think we're on the walking safari there, are we?
I think so.
Anyways, that's just a crazy picture. So they told us that they have over
Something like 250
like
species of birds.
hundreds of birds, different kinds of species of birds. And Edward actually said that they do birding safaris, just for birding. So, anyways, there's a gray heron there, and I don't know what they're all called. Ostrich. The lower on the left, yeah. It's like a roadrunner, isn't it?
That
That
can
can
fly.
fly.
Wow.
There you go. And so they have this body of water that's in the middle of the crater. They have lots of fresh water, but this water has so many minerals in it that it's salty. And so not all animals can be in there, but the hippos, they're hanging out. And there you can see the hippo. That almost looks like a hippo coming out of the ocean, doesn't it? Like he's walking out of the ocean. Yeah. But the hippos are hanging out with all the... So there's the crested... Thank you. Crested cranes and ducks and the hippos hanging out. Okay, so I just love this picture because it actually... I have to remember that those aren't mountains. I have to remember that that's the edge of the crater. Like that's the wall of the crater coming up. It's just cool. Water buffalo. I mean,
No.
wildebeest. Wildebeest.
Get off the road.
Coming through.
I love that picture.
The wildebeest. And the wildebeest or the wildebeest, I think the next one is zebra. So the wildebeest and the zebra hang out together. And this is my new definition of frenemy. Is the wildebeest and the zebras. So the zebras are very smart. Wildebeests, he said, have 1% brain capacity.
They don't have much.
So they're not very smart. So they hang out
But they
together.
like to have friends.
They are quite tasty. Right. So the zebras and the wildebeest always usually hang out together. They travel together. When they migrate together. This is what Edward told us. And they get to the river, and the zebras are like, please, friend, you go first.
You go first.
After you. And then the crocodiles have their fill, and then the zebras go across. That's a frenemy, people. Don't make friends with zebras. And we saw lions. We were very fortunate to see lions. The top left one was a lioness on her own. Is that the one that was on her own?
Yeah.
And she was hunting, so likely had two other in the like a
Somewhere, we
triangle, and
couldn't see 'em.
they were starting to hunt. And then these two males fought it out. You can see the one on the top right is a little injured on his hip there when he's laying down. And so they had a fight, and we didn't see the fight, but we saw the afterwards. And the other male came up to him and was like, they must have been brothers or father and son or something, but they're rubbing up against each other. And then essentially dad has to just, I'm assuming it's the dad that lost, but might not be, has to like leave.
Yeah.
Like he just leaves. He'll find a bachelor group, Edward says. I said, that's really sad. Anyway, so this is a video.
That's him leaving. Yeah, he's coming towards us.
And he comes right to the Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and the top's up, and the windows are open,
Mark
and
can
Vicky
hear.
McPhee is going, Edward, should we
I
shut
know
our
you
windows?
you can hear it a little bit.
Okay. Oh, this
Can
is
you turn it up a little bit, Todd?
Don't scared.
Don't be scared, he says. They don't care about us, do they?
No, no, no.
Oh, yes.
Scared. They don't.
They come right by us.
See, they're using the path too.
Yeah.
Animals.
No, no,
Nope.
no. Don't even shut the windows.
Okay, well, I'm.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me.
Trust me, don't shut the windows. It's fine. So you can see his injury when he goes by. And he goes right in front of the.
Don't close the windows.
I know,
Enjoy
right?
the nature.
Awesome. I just wanted to go out and put polysporin on it. Look at him, buddy. Yeah, poor
It's gonna
thing.
pass through here,
Yeah, you
everybody.
see,
Yeah.
that is the fighting.
Okay, that's the end of that. We stop. This is a place we stop for lunch, as everybody stops for lunch. You can see, and this wonderful little cafe pops up at all the lunch places because tourists want coffee, and so
Vicky and I were very happy.
Marion and Vicky were very happy with their lattes. Yeah.
And BB Dort.
Oh, and BB Dort.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And this was the walking safari. So we went with a ranger, and he took us on a walking safari. And to
With a
this
great
place.
big gun.
Pardon?
He had a great big gun.
He had a massive gun. Yeah, massive gun. And to a lookout where we could see everything. And then that elephant was outside the crater, was on top, was within our walking tour. And he says, okay, we're going to turn around and we're going to go this way now. Because they won't hesitate to use it to scare them off first.
Yeah.
These are Maasai youth who are painted up because they are celebrating being circumcised. I don't think the girls, they get circumcised
Yeah,
too,
but I don't think the girls
unfortunately.
celebrate.
And I don't think there's a celebration for them. But
No.
these boys were nice and sweet. There's our whole group. There's Edward. And yeah, everybody's there. So Helen Reed is in the back. She's Camrose United Church.
Lori
Lori
Lowe's,
Lowe's is from Ontario,
Ottawa.
Ottawa, yeah, area. Then Marion, and then Dort, and me, and Vicky. Oh, and this is the Safari Hotel that we stayed in. So you can see the gate there on the left-hand side. It's very weird, and I was going to put that video in, but I forgot. But we're driving down a dirt
Dusty,
road,
yeah.
and it's
Poverty.
poverty, right? There's shacks and things, and then you drive into this driveway into this oasis of
It was called Field of Dreams.
yeah, it's called Field of Dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, but it was a weird
Feeling.
juxtaposition. Yeah. So we stayed there for 2 nights, our own little cabins, and there's a swimming pool. It was too cold to swim, but they had spas and stuff there, so people could. And it was too cold to swim. Yeah. Yeah, it was only about, 19, 20
Yeah.
degrees?
Was it?
It wasn't that warm. It's desert, yeah. Yeah. Well, we were just going into the dry season, so this is why things look really dry. But he said that when it's rainy season, everything's lush and
Green.
jungly.
Even
kinda.
out
It's
on the-
green,
yeah.
very green, yeah.
On the plains.
So just markets and things alongside the road. So the tree on the left is a cactus tree, and it looks like
Upside down
little
cactus.
cactuses on top of each one of those branches. And then the baobab tree, which they all look dead. And I asked him about that, and he said, oh no, during rainy season they're full of greenery and very green. And then as soon as it gets dry, they drop their leaves so that they can
Survive.
survive and keep the, yeah.
So, and that tree is hollowed out on the inside, and so poachers would hide in those trees, and
Yeah.
they'd cover up the opening, and they would hide in there when they were out hunting, and then
Yeah.
they wouldn't be found.
Yep. And then we saw these 2 males, I'm going to put in quotes, fighting. And it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it would be. So the next one is the video of them hitting each other. And we were far enough away that maybe it was more dramatic up close, but.
They're just the sloth. It's just like,
Said if you paid money for this boxing match, you'd be ripped off. A neck strengthening
Oh, okay.
exercise.
It still seems so
Oh,
soft.
okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Because that's where all their,
Their horns.
a
and-
lot of, yeah, and the horns and the, but they have the same amount of neck
fighting.
bones as we do,
That giraffe, they don't use
as humans
the
do,
head to fighting,
which I find
but they
fascinating.
use the neck.
Nick, yeah.
And there is the competition. It might be there is a female around that is chasing ostrich.
Mm-hmm.
So both of these male, they're supposed to fight until to get the strongest one. And then the rest, you will leave the another one there.
Yeah.
So those are the bachelor one.
Those are the bachelors. Yep. Okay. So then we were fortunate enough to see elephants wallowing in the mud, and so this is a video as well. But you have to listen to Helen sings a song about mud and glorious mud. So can you turn it up for me? Yeah.
Look at the baby.
Isn't that great? That was fun. So watch the baby. Like the baby just throws himself into the mud. I'm gonna lay down right away. In the mud?
Trace, do you want to go with them?
Oh,
So
look,
big
some of them are
yes.
actually laying down. Yes. That helps with the bugs too, the mud, right? No,
No.
this is the third day. We were out of the crater then. I can't remember which.
Goria?
Yeah. There she is singing.
Oh.
Glorious mud. And then the bigger ones would take the mud and just spray themselves with it. We asked whether, if there was an elephant that got stuck, what would happen? And he says they have
So much fun. Oh my
they have experts for every animal that they can call if they see something. They can call and
Oh,
then
yeah,
the
just
experts
look
will
it
come
up,
and help them. That was quite a treat seeing that, wasn't it?
Yes,
Tarantara.
yes.
Thank you. That's the one. I was relying on you, Greg. I thought I could actually write
Greg has
myself
to be
notes,
there.
but I'm going to rely on Greg.
We were there in November, which was the heart of the dry season.
Oh,
So that pond was probably a fraction the size
Right.
of what you had.
yeah. And like I say, lots of different kinds of birds. That was one. I think the hottest it got was like 22, 23,
Yeah, it wasn't-
something like
yeah.
that. It wasn't very hot.
But that was cold. We were scared about mosquitoes and bugs. We never used bug spray once, except one day to keep the black flies or something away.
Yeah,
But-
don't wear blue, he said.
Yeah,
That was
don't wear
tearing-
blue.
Yeah,
But they said, oh, no, it's too cold. It's too cold here for mosquitoes.
yeah.
So
Apparently,
I'm
the
like,
mosquitoes in
okay.
Africa are they're not
In the
as
one
strong as
part,
our
in-
mosquitoes. Sorry.
Yeah, in the one park we went to, we weren't allowed to wear blue because that attracted the black flies. Yep.
So go back for a sec. That little bus is that a public transport?
Yep.
So that's a public transport. That's what their buses look like, and then and people just lay stuff on top and go.
Away they
That
go.
was in Arusha where we stopped, and then this is us in a lobby of our hotel waiting for transport to the airport. And there's Marion. Put on her compression socks
Yes.
with sandals. She's all ready to go, and then boarding back home. There you go. So what was your highlight, Marion? It's 1:15.
I think the Ngora Park.
The crater?
The crater I
Yeah.
enjoyed the most.
Yeah, I did too. We
And
saw
the elephants.
we saw one hyena, but it was just on
Barely.
the road going down.
Yeah.
We didn't see any more hyenas.
And we didn't see any rhinos or cheetahs or panthers, but that's okay.
Yeah, no leopards.
No
You
leopards.
didn't see leopards either, did you, Andrew? You didn't see leopards either, right? That was one that you missed? Yeah, so Andrew went a couple of weeks after us, and stayed in camp. Like you stayed in camps. Yeah. Yeah. It'll do, you said in your video. It'll do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Any questions about that? I have to say that the conference itself was a highlight for me, only because it's nice. Everybody knows what it feels like when you're in a room full of your peeps, your people, whatever your people are, whoever that is, and nothing has to be explained, right? You don't have to
Right.
explain yourself or how you are and stuff. But I did preach about the one lady from Fiji, who was the most racist person I've ever met.
Yeah.
She thought every African was evil,
Yeah.
and they were
Going
all
to murder you.
Yeah, and we said, "What are you talking about?" Well, have you not watched movies?
She was so terrified
They
she
kill-
wouldn't leave the hotel.
Yeah,
She wouldn't hardly leave the hotel.
She was in our hotel at first, which was
Yeah.
in the heart of Moshi, like essentially downtown, and she asked to be moved to the Uhuru Hotel because it was gated, and she felt safer there. So I don't think she ever left.
I don't think so.
The
I
hotel.
don't think she would have
And
left.
we were like in coffee shops, and we
Yeah.
were like talking to people in the
What's that?
market. Yeah, that's a good question. So
No, she was a deaconess.
Deaconess, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she was encouraged by another lady from Fiji was on the executive,
Yeah.
and I think she was encouraged by her to come, but she was like, I don't
She
even know how
was
she got there
terrified.
by herself.
Yeah.
Like she was terrified of everything. We went through the market one day, we were driving through the market, and then I think I told the story in my sermon, but a parade of, there was a Muslim group, like a huge Muslim group of people that were parading, and they were dancing, and they were singing, and preaching. He was preaching. And so we asked
Nelson.
thank you. What is he talking about? Like, what's he saying? Like, is it a protest or what? He says, no, he's preaching. He's doing some kind of preaching. And we said, oh, that's nice. So the police had to shut the road down, and we had to move off to the side. And I have my window down, and I'm waving at people. So it was the men and the preacher, like the imam, I guess, and then boys, and then women, and then girls, right? So it's still very traditional. And they were just walking, hundreds. I think there's like over
Oh,
100
there was
of them.
hundreds of them.
Hundreds of them. Anyways, and they're all smiling and happy that we're like acknowledging them. This woman is the Fijian? This woman from Fiji is sitting beside me. She had rolled up her window, and she is literally sitting there going, oh, in Jesus' name, have them move on. Have them move on. These evil, in Jesus' name. And I'm like, we're enjoying it. Vicky's so...
Sleeping.
She's sleeping in the back of the bus because that's how concerned she is about this parade.
Taking
Anyway,
a nap.
yeah. But it was, I thought it was lovely to,
Oh, it was great.
To
It
be
was
a part of
great
that.
experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
your, pardon? Yes, question, Marge.
So I'm getting the fair trade coffee ready.
Yeah.
And one of the things that is not available now is Tanzanian coffee.
Oh,
It always has been. So I wondered if they were
Put that
that's
away.
mine.
Yeah, put that away. I don't know. That's a
the
good
last
question.
of my coffee.
That's a good question. I don't know anything about, because there was ample
Oh, there was, yeah, it was everywhere.
coffee
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah. If you are a tea drinker, I did bring Tanzanian tea. That's out somewhere. Take a tea bag home with you if you want, because that's what I had to revert to. People is drinking tea. It was good, right? Yeah.
The other thing that their plastic bags were illegal. So there was these bags, these reusable bags everywhere with Kilimanjaro on them.
Like in the market and everything.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
There was no plastic bags.
No. And when you climb Mount Kilimanjaro, you actually go guiding up, and you climb to the top, and it takes 6 days or 7 days or something. You are inventoried at the bottom of the mountain. So garbage in, garbage out. And they are adamant about that. So you're inventoried, every single item is inventoried, especially things that have like wrappers and things that could be garbage. And they will inventory you when you come back.
So if you have 6 chocolate bars and wrappers, you better bring
have
6
6
wrappers
wrappers.
when you come back.
Yeah. Like our guide went up, and he says when he guides people, and a lot of times you get you're buying candies,
Candies.
right, to keep your mouth wet and stuff. And he said if you're bringing candies, like unwrap them and put them in a bowl, like put them in a Tupperware or something like to bring with you, rather than they having to count every single wrapper of your candies. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Fine. Yeah.
And they're trying to do that throughout the country, but in the cities, you do get fined if you're caught littering, but it's still quite,
It's
there's
still
a lot
quite
of litter.
prominent, yeah. Yeah.
Plastic bottles, lots of plastic bottles.
So you guys can come up and take a look at some of these things that we bought, nativity sets and cards and Marion's
Elephant,
beautiful elephant,
ebony elephant.
ebony elephant.
This cross was a small version, but in all the Lutheran churches, this is this cross they used, was the
Yeah,
The
they have
birds.
huge ones, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a hand coming down, hands off to the side, and a hand at the bottom, and then I think it's a dove of peace, right, or
Yeah.
something? Nice.
And Tracy's nativity made out of a gourd.
It's magical. It's
A
made
gourd.
out of a gourd. It's
gourd.
magical, people. It is magical.
Yeah.
So this is the gourd. I'll show this during Advent too. But this is the gourd. Okay. Looks like a regular gourd. It's a regular gourd. And then you open it up, and there's a nativity scene inside. It's so awesome. And they make everything there with corn husks, because they have so much corn there, right? How cute is that? Yeah. So cute. I showed it to my mom, and she said, "Oh, and the people are black, as they should be." I said, "Oh, it was nice of my mom to say that."
So then I bought a nativity made out of corn husks. So that's what that one is there.
Yep. Yeah, so this is from the Maasai people. I think they're blankets. Like people use them as
Yeah.
blankets. We got them
And-
gifted to us by the
Tour guide.
tour guide.
Yeah.
And then this was you actually had this put on you.
Yeah.
And then the Maasai people conveniently take you to another part after like past the huts into their little outdoor
Market.
store market, and then with beading, because the women all do beading, and you can buy these. But you actually bought this was
Yeah.
the one that they gave you
Yeah.
at the beginning with the welcome
Yeah.
song. Yeah. So I don't think it has any other meaning except for show.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they never said.
And those are the colors, Tanzanian colors. But I thought it was interesting because they're the indigenous colors too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know,
that's
it's
why I
all
liked it.
connected, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they have an executive made up of diaconal people from around the world, and they meet usually on Zoom throughout the year, and then they organize these.
And the federation is
the
every 4 years.
Yeah,
So,
every 4
yeah.
years the World Federation meets. Every 4 years. So next time it's going to be
Philippines.
in Philippines
Yeah.
in 4 years. 2030, 20, 2029. Thank you.
Yeah.
Math. So 2029 is going to be in the Philippines, and then so the World Diaconia has a bunch of different organizations underneath it. So one is, well, not one, but there's several from around the world. So we in North America are part of DOTAC, which stands for Diaconia of the Americas and the Caribbean. So North and South America and Caribbean are part of that, and then there's Diaconia of Africa and
There's-
Europe or
Yeah,
something.
and there's 2 European ones.
And then Asia, right?
Yeah.
There's 3. And then from DOTAC, then DUC, what we call ourselves DUC, which is the Diaconia of the United Church of Canada, we're part of DOTAC. So DOTAC is meeting in 2 years.
In 2 years in Panama.
In Panama. So,
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
That were at the conference? There was about 250.
Yeah.
They had to have 250, right, to to run the conference, and I think
I think they had
got
to have 150 to actually
150.
run it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then they got 250.
Yeah, and so 250 came, yeah. Any other questions? All right. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thanks for coming. Take donuts and fruit if you want.